I faced 5 heartbreaks in 1 year. And no, I am not exaggerating. If someone had told me that I would go through the roller coasters that I faced that year, I would have laughed. This is not a story I plan to share, but maybe my story would help somebody out there seeing this video and going through similar experience to heal faster. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be sharing something very personal and deep about my personal experience of how I went through 5 heartbreaks in a year. If you're just seeing this my video, don't forget to follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell, and drop a comment, and let's get into the video. I'm finally having this courage to share my story because I am done feeling bad about the whole thing, and because I am not ready to continuously remain ashamed of what has happened in the past. Okay, I am ready to I'm now ready to be honest. I am ready to be vulnerable. I am ready to share everything about this whole journey of how I had heartbreaks in one single year. Where I was before the whole heartbreak, who I was and where I was. I used to be a very strong, self-reliant, self-confident, independent. Look for any adjective that you can use in qualifying a lady who has direction, who understands what she wants in life, and I was that person. Emotionally, I was very strong because I never had to get myself into any relationship. I mean, relationship that that has to do with maybe having marriage in view. I wasn't in any such relationship, and the reason why I decided not to be in those relationships because I knew I wasn't ready. I knew that was not the right thing for me to do at the time. I was just focused, doing my thing, living my best life, achieving all I could achieve. I mean, I had businesses that I was running and I was doing so well for myself. So I never wanted to hook myself into any relationship. This fateful day where I had privilege to meet a very special person in my life, somebody so special, like a father to me, a father figure. So when we met, the person asked me a very shocking, will I use the word shocking, a very striking question. The person asked me that, Esther, how about your relationship? Now, don't get the question wrong. He wasn't asking because he was interested in me. This is a man over 40, in his late 40, and has children and happily married. But he was asking out of concern. He was asking because he knew that at this level, I should have either maybe I'm in a relationship or I should have gotten married. So when he asked that question, I was like, I'm not in any relationship, and I'm not even ready to be in a relationship. He became very interested by the way I responded. This father figure started like pressing, talking to me about relationship, praying with me, encouraging me, advising me, trying to make me see the good of of me getting into a relationship. And finally, his prayer worked. And that was how that year I said, okay, let me give relationship a try. See, take notes. It wasn't as though right from time men were not coming for me. In fact, I have them too many around me. I have many guys around me. I have people that have already asked me out, and I told them point blank that sorry, I'm not interested in relationship now. As though I wasn't getting any advancement, like people asking me out or something. So I was just determined that I was not going to be emotionally attached with anybody yet. I decided to give relationship, love a try. So the start of the year, I had expectation for relationship, for love. I know, despite that I was not in any emotional relationship, I already know what I wanted from any relationship that I would get myself in. And the kind of relationship that I would get myself in is not the relationship that involves trial and error. It's not the relationship that looks like, okay, let's keep trying to see where it leads us to. I already know that if I'm going into any relationship, I'm going into that relationship that will lead to marriage. So I already had that, and I already know things that I wanted in the relationship that I am going into. I had what I expected from my man, or for the person that I'm emotionally attached to, and that will be my husband in maybe in nearest future. And I also have, okay, how we are both going to run our family. So I already had that very perfectly. I had a guy that came to me. We were even attending the same church, and firstly, it was even on a Sunday. And then he came to my department, in my departmental office where I usually serve, and he saw me, and he drew he drew, he got attracted to me, and immediately after the service, he was like, I like you, and I would like to marry you. In my head, I was like, just like that? You like somebody in one day, and you're already talking about marriage. So at that point, I knew there was something that is already off. That same week, he requested that we go on a, did I call it a date or something? We went on a date. The dating was not even a serious place. It was our church office then, pastor's office. So we met there, and he was saying that he would like to get married to me, that I should give him response. Am I ready or not? And then I was no longer a child. I already know what I wanted. So I told him, I said, you can't tell me to say yes to you in something that we just started a few days ago, not even up to 1 week. I said, are you serious? Are you telling me that if you later find out anything that doesn't go well with your kind of like what you already desire in your ideal wife, you will still be cool with it? Yes, I asked all those questions. I said, are you telling me that if you eventually find out something that is off, you will still be okay with it? Let me go pray and think about it, and then see how this whole thing would lead to. And meanwhile, I just met you. I need to get familiar with you. At least we need to start with talking stage. I need to know you as a person. You need to know me as a person. And it eventually accepted, and we ended the conversation. 1 month down the line, he reached out again and asked me, this is already 1 month and you haven't given me a response. You haven't said yes or no. That he's running out of patience. I said I know that I'm still praying about it, and I am also still watching, how everything plays out. It was at that point I started getting very, very serious, because at that point I already knew that this person meant business, and it is time for me to also sit up so that I will not eventually hook myself, because time was running out for him and probably for me, because the longer you extend the relationship, that is when you start the love or something, emotion, you start coming in, and if care is not taken, you will not be able to control yourself. I said, okay, at this point I need to start asking him questions, since he feels I am okay. He feels I'm okay for him. I need to start asking him questions to confirm if he's also okay for me as a person, because you may be okay with me and I'm not okay with you. I started asking questions. One question led to another. I found out so many things about him, okay, that I don't want this video to be too long, that if you want me to share what I found out in him that started looking like a red flag, I would be very glad to share it, to do a video next time and share it. But I found out some things about him, about his background, about his belief, about his personality, that was just a turn off. I realized that this person has kind of a nonchalant attitude also. You're doing something that is wrong, and me calling your attention to it, and you then say, is there anything wrong in that? I don't see anything wrong in that. That's not a big deal. And personally, to me, it's real a big deal. And for you to at least be at peace, for you to be at peace as a man, you should, oh, sorry, I didn't see it that way. This person will stand on his word a whole lot for me. So what led to the breakup was, there was this day we now had to we had to go out to to have some time again, and to also discuss, to know, okay, where are we going or what are we doing. So we went out, and while we were discussing, I brought up a particular topic that is personal to me. You could not, you can't imagine the way this particular man reacted over that particular issue. And before I know it, he has changed his countenance. I'm like, no, 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 I can't. I was like, but it is you that have been forcing me that I should say yes. So you can't even bear this thing that I'm discussing with you about, but then you wanted me to have said yes to you. I said, no, I don't know, it's up to this level. Up to what level? If this personal thing is not about maybe I am pregnant, or maybe there is any underlying issue that something, or maybe I have a child out of wedlock, that even at that, if somebody even have that kind of issue, and you claim you love this person, you should be able to endure. You should be able to say, oh, whatever may be, because you claim you love this person, you should be able to say, whatever may be or will come out of this, I'm ready to sacrifice. I'm ready to accept this person the way she is. But that was not it. And surprisingly, that was what broke the relationship. Heartbreak number 2. Not too long after I ended the first relationship, not too long, I came across another guy, very wonderful guy at that. Though this particular one wasn't long, because first experience, I've now adjusted my seat belts. I was like, oh, is this how this whole thing usually play out? I have learned from the first. So the lesson I learned from the first prepared me for continuous experience. So when the second one came, he asked me out, and I simply told him that I'm going to pray about it and get back to him. He wasn't a stranger. He's somebody I had known right from my uni days. So it wasn't a stranger, it was like a friend that wants to then become a partner. So When he asked me out, I laughed. I was like, "Are you joking?" He said it was serious. Are you joking? He said it was serious. No, I should go think about it. And since I said I wanted to pray about it, that it's also good. So this guy, we ended the conversation, and I went on to start praying about the whole thing and about if it is the will of God for me to proceed with him and all of that. Then I made a prayer. I usually make that prayer while I was praying concerning the relationship and concerning the man. That God, if it is not your will, let something happen that would scatter it. And I also told God that, God, I don't want this to take me time. I don't want this relationship to stress me. Or I'll be able to know if this relationship is not for me or it's for me. Like, I don't want to invest my emotion. I don't want to invest my time. It's draining. So I immediately told God, God, I need proof. I need clarity. I need confirmation. And God answered me. We ended the conversation. So I was praying. In between, he reached out to me like, how far? I said, I'm still praying and I've not received anything. He said, okay. So then after like 1 month, I just felt, okay, let me just check up on this guy. Like, somebody, he has been a friend to me all along. Why shouldn't I, let me just greet him. And this is the guy that even before he asked me out, he will always call, talk at length. But ever since this guy asked me out, he no longer check up on me. So initially I was thinking maybe he wanted to give me space. He gave myself reasons why probably was acting the way he was acting. I said, and that's cool actually, so that I can focus and get answers to what I was actually looking for. After like 1 month, I decided to let me just check this guy, not because I have an answer to give him, but because I wanted to check up on him as a friend. So I called him. How you been? It's been a while. How's work? And we exchanged greetings. Then I noticed that he wasn't saying anything, he wasn't asking anything. I said, why is it that you've gone mute? I intentionally wanted to ask him, why is it that he had gone mute after the last time we spoke? What his response shocked me. And I think that was how God wanted that relationship to end. Then he spoke up, he said, after he asked me out that other day, that he lost his peace, that he was no longer comfortable, he was no longer convenient with himself. He started blaming himself that why did he do what he did? Why did he, ask me out? And I was like, seriously? And I told him that you could have just called me and tell me that, oh, I think I did this out of, being in haste, or I did it out of my own humanly, whatever. But ever since I asked you out, I've lost my peace. I'm sorry, I don't think we can. That would be fine. That would be understand. Like, I would understand your point. But you went mute, and if I don't call you now, you wouldn't be giving me this feedback. He said, because you just feel there's no point, there's no need. I said, really? I said, do you know what? I told you I wanted to pray about it. And I've been praying and I've not been getting anything. So it means, even from my own end, if after you even asked me about it, my answer would have been no. So, and that was how we ended the day. I felt bad because I never expected, the way he handled the situation wasn't mature at all. He had, in fact, informed me, even the next day, and tell me, oh, I don't think we can continue. That would have been better. I would have even loved that than leaving everything. And after a month that I called him, that was when he started, telling me what he told me. So I felt, this guy, is it that he's trying to play on my intelligence or something? And I said it's fine, and that was how we went our path. In fact, now currently we are no longer friends, because since the time that thing happened that year, we don't connect. I don't even know his whereabouts. He doesn't know my whereabouts. So that's it. Heartbreak number 3. This third heartbreak, it hits me the hardest, because after the first, the second, I was just like, no, anything relationship, I was even thinking that, is it even worse for somebody to even be in a relationship, and so many thoughts. So after the first, second, I moved on. It was difficult, but I tried moving on. I cried back to my father figure that was helping me in relationship matter. Then I said, sir, I told you that relationship, I'm not ready for all of this. So he prayed with me, and he encouraged me to keep my mind open, that the right person will definitely come. I said, okay, no problem. So I kept doing my thing, and I'm this kind of person. I'm not eager about relationship. No, I don't try to like, God, if you don't do this. No, I wasn't worried. I wasn't bothered, because I understood the promises of God, and I also have the understanding that if I'm a child of God, marriage will never be a problem. So this third heartbreak, how it happened and why it hits me the hardest. Particular guy still that I knew him right from uni days still, and there's something about where you grew up or the environment you found yourself. You find yourself that almost everything about you is revolving around that thing. And if you're not careful, you may think that's the best thing, that's the perfect will of God for your life, until you're able to pray more, you're able to ask God for more direction. Then you know that maybe there's a problem there. He has always wanted to have me as his wife. Okay, because according to him, right from uni days, I am this, I am that, I'm spiritual, I'm moral, and a lot of attributes. So he had initially asked me out 2 years after I left uni, and I turned him down. I told him politely that I wasn't ready for a relationship. But this guy was still sticking around up till few years, up to recent year that this happened. So how it happened, he eventually, we do talk. Then one day he said he wants to ask me something that I've always told him not to ask me. And he said, can I give him another chance? Can I look into this aspect of relationship that he has been telling me about, he has been talking to me about, that he has his confirmation. Then I looked at it that this guy that had been on my neck for the past years, that I turned down, that he's still consistent, that he's still like, no, I'll wait for this lady, I'll wait for this person. So I said, okay, I told him. In fact, immediately he asked me out, I said, okay, I'll pray about it, and let's see how it will go. Little did I know that this particular guy has his own ulterior motive. I never knew that this guy had already engaged somebody else and kept it secretly from me, because we were not in the same state. It's more or less like a long distance something. He was at the time very far away, where I was in Lagos. I was in Ibadan. So, but he was still keeping in touch, calling me back to back, and I was thinking everything was okay until when I said, okay, I'll think about it. More or less like, okay, let's see how it will go. More or less like I've accepted that we should, proceed. And while we are praying, maybe talking stage or trying to know ourselves better, knowing fully well that we would end up together. That was how, the day I said yes to him, I remember it was on a Saturday in the night, around 8 p.m. On Sunday, I started calling him after service. This guy wasn't picking my call. I called, all to no avail. I became worried. Like, what is happening again? This guy's number was literally ringing, but it wasn't picking up. So I became so worried and bothered. And I was not myself. I like, what would have been happening? And the one thing in me was telling me that there's a problem. I knew there was a problem somewhere, but I could not fathom where the problem was coming from. So I kept calling. After much calls, he now eventually picked after like hours. And he was like, he's sorry. I said, sorry for what? He said, he's sorry, that he doesn't know how he would break it out to me. I said, about what? What happened? I mean, is everything okay in the family? Your mom, everybody? He said, yes, it's fine. So what happened? Then he told me he had actually done something very, very bad. I said, seriously? I just speak on, I'm all ears. Then that was when he told me that he will be getting married next month. I first of all had a kind of blood sight. I had a blood sight, like, is this, am I hearing double or something? My mind, I wasn't getting myself. It was as if, no, was it somebody else? He started begging, hey, sorry, it was because he thought I would not accept him. I said, but you are very, very heartless. The whole talks and all of that. So what am I trying to say? This particular third relationship, this one, it broke me the most, because this was somebody I least expected that was going to break my heart. Because this guy had been on my neck for years. And for him still sticking around, I was thinking, oh, this guy is a nice guy. He's still persistent. So let's see how this relationship can go. And the reason why I told him I wasn't interested those years was because I wasn't ready. And I told him. And this guy knows so much about my family, about my background. I share so much about my ambition to this guy. And I told him I want to make sure that I get this. I want to make sure that I change this. So this guy literally knew the point why I told him I wasn't ready to be in a relationship with him. And I wouldn't want to waste his time, that he can literally go on with somebody else and I'll be very happy. What happened? What made him keep that part of his life from me, and then had the effrontery to still come ask me out, even when he knew that his marriage was coming up the next month? And the time when he asked me out was ending of the month, and he was to get married. He was to do his wedding the next month, early next month to be precise. So that broke me, and I said, no. That's the height of it. So I told my mentor, I said, the man that always like relationship. I told him, initially when I called his daddy, I wept, I cried. So what happened? I said, it has happened again, sir. So he made jest of me, and then he said, talk. Then I started telling him, and I could not even talk now. I was just having a cracky voice. Then he told me, said, there's nothing strange under heaven, that I should even thank God that this guy revealed his identity before anything, like before the whole emotional thing goes far. So he encouraged me, he prayed with me, and that was how I cut ties with this. I broke up. We went our separate ways, and that was how I ended the third relationship. My experience with the fourth heartbreak This particular fourth outbreak, I shouldn't have even gotten myself into it. I shouldn't have even tried it at all. But the emotional roller coaster I went through, in especially that thought actually, destabilized me, threw me off balance. That after a short while, because with the help of God, with the help of my mentor, the spiritual, the father figure in my life, then I was able to get over the third outbreak. Even I was surprised how I did it. And I think if it wasn't God and the people I had around me then, it would have been very, very difficult to get out of it. But I had people around me and I had God. So I healed very fast. Not quite long after I healed that another person. This one I will not say too much about it. I'll just highlight some key things. So when this person came, this person was still somebody I've known, and the whole I just this person going I was attracted to this person. The attraction was there, and the in a way we got talking, and in a way I knew this person had what I wanted. To be very honest, this person had what I wanted. The things in a way, okay, what I wanted in terms of is spiritual, is hardworking, is intelligent, And there was one time I was after something, and this person had the key to it. So I just felt that was it. So I fell in love. In fact, I fell over love. Started the relationship. And with the experience I'd had first, second, third, fourth, I told him, I said, if you're not ready, just let me know. If there's anything you're not ready for a relationship, just let me know, please. I don't want any more drama. What I noticed in this fourth relationship was that it was a long distance relationship. I mean, very, very long distance. We were miles apart. But I think that even if there was a location barrier, it was a long distance relationship. I think with maturity and with understanding, we could push through. But I noticed that I was the one that was only putting effort in the relationship to make it work. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't doing anything to make the relationship work. And whenever I complain, whenever I make points, he sees it as though I have problem. I am the problem. He sees it as if I nag a lot. He sees it as if I'm troublesome and a whole lot. It even got to a time that it led to, I need peace of mind, all those things, just because I was trying to pinpoint the lapses we have in the relationship. So when I started noticing those red flags, it wasn't available. We are into a long distance relationship, and every time you are not available. You don't call, you don't check. Or if I don't call, you don't call. If I call, you won't pick. And after like hours, sometimes after one day, and you finally call after much calls, you tell me you're sorry, that you have a very tight and busy schedule. Give me reasons and excuses until I became fed up. I remember I ran to my mentor and my father, and the father figure then, and I told him, I explained everything about the relationship. He told me, like he said, Esther, you have not gotten to your bus stop. Keep praying. Then he explained something to me that shows me that no, truly this person wasn't ready. This person just was on a mission to frustrate me. But that's my mentor realized that I was deeply in love with this person, like because it was looking as if no, I've reached my bus stop. So I felt, this is the perfect person. Little did I know that I wasn't there yet. So the struggle, everything continued, and one day something happened. I was on a call with him, and a call came in from my own end. I dropped the call for him, and we got talking. Then he had his own call. A call came in from his own end, and this guy picked the call and spoke for hours. And this guy knew that we were talking before he picked his own call. Then I was there. Hello, are you there? We are talking. We are having conversation. Before you pick your call, at least you should have taken excuse. At least explain something to me. He wasn't saying anything for hours. I was like, is something the problem? Tell me, is there anything that is happening with you? Are you fine? Are you this? No, nothing. And it was online. Then that was the day I like, no, this is the height of it. It was now looking as if I was forcing myself on him. Then I told myself, not again. Not again. Then I just silently just be on my own. And surprisingly, this guy, all through that night, he didn't message, he didn't get back to me. Then the next day, he only dropped hello dear, and that was it. And then his hello dear, what I did, I just ignored him. I just told myself, Esther, you're not continuing in this relationship. This is not for you. And that was when I locked up. And that made it experience 4, heartbreak 4. I was hurt. I felt bad. I felt like this guy, did he use me or what? I felt everything a normal human being that is going through, that's gone through series of breakups should experience, but I still was hopeful. Heartbreak number 5. We've come a very long way, and I hope you're enjoying my story. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do turn on the notification bell. Heartbreak number 5. After going through the first, second, third, and the fourth heartbreak, I've learned. Although I was still learning, but this time I was not that naive. So this other guy came. This other guy we reconnected. It's still reconnection. We went to the same secondary school. Came to fix something for me in the house, and we got talking. You understand? Me, I'm always that liberal, that playful kind of person. And we got talking, and then I realized that we were childhood friends, even childhood classmates. Let me use the word, and that was it. Then I later found out that he was still single, and he now picked interest that no, I think I've seen somebody I want to marry. I never knew that time that he came to work for me, he came to fix something for me. He was looking for a wife there. So when he met me, he was like, I think I'm saying what I wanted. So when he collected, we exchanged contacts. We just kept talking as friends and all of that. He didn't ask me out immediately. He allowed we talked, we had time, we rapport like friend, normal friend, the connection and all of that, reunion. After like months, in fact, he was there when others were even, but he had never asked me out. Yes, he never asked me out. We were just like friends. Oh, I reconnected with my classmates until after my fourth breakup. Then this guy showed his true color that he was interested in me, that he wanted to marry me and all of that. So this time around, my two eyes were opened, widely opened, and I started analyzing. Started looking at. I didn't say yes to him. And I told him that I will not say yes to you until I confirm what I am confirming. And please don't pressure me. So at this fifth one, I wasn't even emotionally attached. I was still going around like he's a regular guy. No emotional attachment, because I knew I might end up not having anything with him. So to cut the long story short, this fifth relationship taught me about more self-awareness. So I realized that his purpose, his vision, and mine were not in alignment. And in some things about life, there was no agreement. Okay? It was like, and there was nothing within me. At least you have to feel something for somebody. So I didn't feel something for him, though we talk as friends and all of that. He wanted to marry me, but those things I saw, and then I told him still that I would pray about it. I remember the day he asked me out, I told him that I'm going to pray about it, and he should please not pressure me, that I'm going to give him my response. Then finally I gave him a no, that I was not going to continue with the relationship or be his wife. That was the end. So what I learned from all these 5 heartbreaks, I'm going to bullet it so that we can all learn. First thing I learned is not everyone who likes you are meant for you. That taught me a very serious lesson. That you like me, that I like you, doesn't mean I'm going to end up with you or we're going to end up together. I also learned that boundaries is not optional. I see that I must set boundaries. Then I think in my 5th heartbreak or 5th relationship, I learned to set boundaries, and that boundaries didn't really make the relationship to affect me. Another thing is, chemistry is not compatibility. Like you feel like, oh, this is the best person for you. You feel you should be in a relationship with this person. Doesn't mean you guys are compatible. I also learned that I should be the one to teach people how they should treat me. I learned that very well, and in one of the relationships it played out. Another thing I learned is that I shouldn't try to fix people that doesn't want to be fixed. Like some people, the kind of, I think in my third heartbreak, I said this person, he believes he's always right. He believes he doesn't have any flaw. He believes whatever he says is okay, even when the other person is being affected. And I also learned that consistency matters than sweet words. When somebody is consistent in maybe in living a particular kind of like being true to you or to himself, it's better than you just mere mouth. I love you. If you love the person, I love you, but I'm not saying that we're going to end up together. I love you because you are bold. I love you because of the kind of woman you are. I love you because you are independent, but we are not going to get married. Or I do not love you because, but I cannot end up with you. That's all. What I want everyone going through the same experience as I've gone through to learn and to know is that you are not foolish for loving anyone deeply. In fact, love is sweet. Love is a good thing when you're with the right person. When you meet the right kind of man or the right kind of woman, love is sweet. So you don't close your mind and say, oh, because I've gone through heartbreaks, I'm not going to love any other person. No. Because when you say you're not going to love any other person, who knows the next person that will come will be somebody that will love you the way you want. Will love you wholeheartedly, will love you deeply. So don't cross your mind from love. Keep your mind open and expecting that true love will find you. And I also want you to know that heartbreaks does not mean you're a bad person, or does not mean that's the end of the world. It only reveals to you that the right person hasn't come. When the right person comes, you will know, you will see, you will feel it, and you will, the way everything is going to work out or fall in line, you will be amazed. But before then, while you wait for the right person, the correct man, the correct woman that will love you genuinely, I want you to keep loving yourself. Because it all starts with personal love, self-love. The reason why I was able to endure all of this heartbreak was because I loved myself so well. This period, you wouldn't even know that I was going through serious heartbreaks because I was busy loving myself. So if you're going through similar experience, heartbreak like the one I've shared, leave a comment and leave a love emoji in the comment section. And don't forget that I see you, I feel you, and I'm rooting for you. Let me know if you would want me to do a video of how I healed from this heartbreak and what happened next. I'll be doing a video of those parts, or any part you think you want me to do a video about. Drop it in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.